Isolated incident, though. Unclear if it was possible shooting. That has not yet been confirmed. We are currently here near Northwest 14th Court and Northwest 58th Avenue. Part of Northwest 14th Street is blocked, and so is 14th Court with yellow police tape. And, you know, we have seen investigators go in and out of a particular house. A little while ago, we heard an officer telling people walking by not to pass through the crime scene, that there was blood on the floor. We personally have not been able to get close, again, because the area is blocked off by police officers. They've been talking to what seems to be witnesses on scene. I spoke to a woman just now. She says she's a mother and doesn't know where her kid is. They were here at a sleepover, it seems, and she's also looking to find out more information. Again, we do know one person was sent to the hospital, and we are waiting on authorities to confirm more details. We will keep you posted on air and online with the very latest. For now, reporting live in Lauderhill, Daniela Cado, NBC6 News.
All right, Daniela, thank you. Now to a shocking ambush in Boulder, Colorado that the FBI is now treating as an act of terror. 8 people are now recovering after a fire attack on a crowd at a mall. Authorities say that a man used a makeshift flamethrower to attack a group of demonstrators. Those protesters were calling for the release of Israeli hostages in Gaza. Within minutes, officers arrived at the scene and arrested the suspect, 45-year-old Mohammed Salman. Now, he was taken to the hospital and he is then booked into jail, facing a number of charges. The 4 men and 4 women range from the age of 52 to 88. They were all taken to the hospital as well. Meantime, police are sharing this message to the community.
Boulder is not immune to tragedy, sadly, and I know a lot of people are scared right now. A lot of people are upset and questioning how this happened and why. All I know is Boulder has recovered before from acts of violence, and we will again.
Well, the FBI says that the suspect shouted "Free Palestine" in the attack while using some kind of flaming device to injure the demonstrators. One witness described those moments of chaos.
Tiny little fence over to these 2 ladies on the grass, and it was 2 older ladies just like kind of rolling around a little bit. Really bad burns all up on their legs. And then I went over to this other grass area that was like right by the front entrance. And there were some people, there was another lady on the ground with really bad burns on her legs, just like screaming.
The suspect is facing a series of charges. The group says they have been holding the demonstrations fairly regularly since the Hamas attack on Israel back in 2023. Be sure to stay with NBC6 as we follow the very latest developments on the attack in Boulder, Colorado. Closer to home, state investigators are now investigating what happened after a Broward Sheriff deputy shot a man during a confrontation yesterday afternoon. Detectives say that one of their own deputies were also hurt during that encounter. NBC6's Julia Bagg joins us now live this morning at Memorial Regional Hospital with the latest updates on this case. And Julia, what do we know so far?
Well, Constance, this hospital is where that man who was shot was taken here yesterday afternoon. Also, a deputy who was injured came here as well. According to the Broward Sheriff's Office, a man punched that deputy in the face, and then a deputy opened fire.
Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow.
Johnny Robinson heard the gunshots next door.
I heard multiple, not just 5. That was 6. It sounded like about 15 rounds.
Deputies say a 911 call about a suspicious incident led them to the West Park neighborhood on Southwest 26th Street near 40th Avenue, just before 12:30 yesterday afternoon.
On scene, an adult male subject punched a deputy in the face. During the altercation, a deputy was forced to fire their weapon in response to the ongoing threat.
The man who was shot was rushed to the hospital. So was the deputy. Detectives say that man punched.
Deputies never know exactly what they're going to be responding to, so they are trained and prepared for any situation they have to respond to.
Now, as for the man who was shot, his condition is unclear this morning at the hospital. We do know that the injured deputy who came here, that deputy is expected to be okay. Live in Hollywood this morning, Julia Bagg, NBC6 News.
Julia, thank you for that update. Animal control officer viciously attacked by a dog, and this morning we're learning new details as to what happened In Fort Lauderdale, friends have identified the woman who was attacked as Martina Bernard. She suffered a number of injuries. Broward County Animal Care says that the woman is one of their animal control officers who was actually doing a welfare check on a dog, an American Terrier mix. Her friend tells us this caught them by surprise.
Tina is amazing with animals. To see that this happened to her, it was like, I think we are more shocked than anything.
Yeah, well, a GoFundMe page has been set up to help the victim with her medical cost. If you'd like to help, there's a link on our website at NBC6.com. Also, there is a special election happening tomorrow to fill the spot in District 4, held by Commissioner Manolo Reyes, who passed away after his battle with cancer. District 4 includes parts of Flagami, Shenandoah, and Little Havana. The candidates on the ballot are listed on your screen. The polls opened at 7 o'clock this morning, and if you're heading to the polls, don't forget to bring your ID. All right, right now, a live look here at the Capitol as tariffs on steel and aluminum are set to begin on Wednesday. The president announcing on Friday that he planned on doubling tariffs on steel imports to 50% from 25%, with the new tariff threatening the production cost to build cars, homes, appliances, furniture, and tools. It's just going to be more costly. Currently, U.S. manufacturers import roughly a quarter of their steel from overseas. Meantime, the European Union says that they're prepared to impose countermeasures in response. Well, today, Panthers at FIU are set to protest the partnership between campus police and ICE on campus. This includes faculty members, students, and alumni. The protest will be happening the same time that the FIU Board of Trustees will meet and officially set Jeanette Nunez as the next president of the university. NBC6 will be there, and we'll have an update for you coming up on the NBC6 News at noon. Meantime, our Florida Panthers are getting ready to take on Canada for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. That's going to be on Wednesday. We're going to be live in Edmonton starting tomorrow. And NBC News is ushering in a new era. Tommy Amos will be making his debut on Nightly News. Thanks for watching NBC6 News Now. We'll be right back with your first alert forecast.
Every day, NBC6 is on your side. It's why we're South Florida's only TV station with our own live Doppler radar, giving you a more precise look at storms.
It's first alert weather coverage. That's NBC6 on your side.
First alert weather on NBC6, South Florida's most accurate. Here's meteorologist Adam Berg.
Okay, so rain chances are going to be moving up here this week, right around 90% today. Tomorrow, start getting some breaks potentially, especially later on Wednesday, and then into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, kind of start bringing it down here again. So, look, we're in a pretty serious drought here still. We need the rain. The red that you see on this map, this is extreme drought, and a good chunk of South Florida dealing with that. And then right below extreme drought here, which is a 3 on a scale of 0 to 4, by the way, right below that extreme drought is severe drought in this darker brown. And then we have moderate drought behind that. So we're looking at least moderate drought and many areas extreme drought still here in South Florida. How far down are we on the year? So year-to-date numbers, when you see a minus 6.55 for Fort Lauderdale, that means we need about 6.5 inches of rain to get back to where we should be. Naples right about there as well. We would need about 6 inches of rain. Miami over 4 inches in Marathon. We are looking actually at a surplus of rain in Key West. That's what the plus is all about. We have seen 1.63 inches more at this point in the year than we typically would. The only spot looking at a surplus right now. So we need the rain. We're going to get some spotty rain early, better afternoon chances. This front gets a little closer, plus a disturbance will kind of roll in from the west as well. That'll get the storms going. Could be a couple of severe storms too. Unsettled through Wednesday, like I showed you on that probability of precipitation graphic to kick off this segment. It's going to be late week and weekend. We actually begin to see a more tranquil pattern. So for today, as far as storms go, severe storm chances isolated, but certainly there. We're a 1 on a scale of 1 to 5 from Miami in our backyard right up towards Orlando. We could see, in addition to heavy rainfall here, we could see some gusty winds, possibly to 60 plus in some areas, small hail, and then with any thunderstorm, of course, frequent lightning and some isolated flooding. Then an even better chance for severe weather if you're doing any traveling on this Monday. Denver over towards Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Minneapolis, all points in between here. So if you're traveling through or to any of these spots, maybe some slowdowns a little bit later. Okay, hurricane season kicked off yesterday. We are on day 2, and we are forecasting an above average season. This is the recent forecast from NOAA, calling for 13 to 19 named storms. You have to be a tropical storm to get a name. Typically, we see about 14, so above average there. Above average with hurricanes, we're going 6 to 10. Major hurricane forecast 3 to 5, which is also above the average of 3. And it's always a good idea to be prepared. Look, a quiet season could be a nightmare if the system happens to hit where you live, right? A busy season can feel tranquil if the systems miss you. So really, you just always have to be prepared. Good news, though, to report. No activity expected over the Atlantic basin here over at least the next 7 days or so. Active for us, though, in our backyard. We've got this front just north of us. It slips south a bit and then kind of stalls out. This is where all the moisture and lift in the atmosphere is going to be, so that'll get the showers and storms going. We go Monday into Tuesday. There's the timeline top of the screen. That front's still kind of hanging around, so deep moisture remains. I do think that this system, or the bulk of the precipitation, starts to maybe work north of us just a bit as we go later and later into Wednesday. So some slight improvement. And then I think that improvement continues as we go through time. I do want to show you some of our rainfall forecasts here. This is our American Global Model showing multiple inches of rain. Some areas are going to overachieve, as they always do. Light at the end of the tunnel, folks, just in time for the weekend.